I think there will definitely be a deal. There has to be a deal. The significance here is that Greece, in a way, has gained leverage by the significant vote for no. It puts Greece in more of a powerful position than they were in before. I think the Eurozone is trying to play hardball. They're digging in. They're acting very, very tough. This is the stance that Chancellor Merkel has taken before, and I believe that's been their strategy to really play hardball, to try to scare the Greeks into accepting the deal. But the Greeks didn't get scared. They didn't blink. That's a very good question, but a lot of other countries haven't gone along with this either. Iceland is an example. Ecuador has done something similar with the IMF and the World Bank. Argentina, Brazil. There's a history of countries standing up against debt that they don't think is fair, or they don't think the measures to try to rectify the debt is fair. And Greece is just the latest in a line of those, although perhaps in some respects the most drastic, the most radical in some respects. I think the other countries that haven't done this ought to wish they had. I spoke out in Ireland when Ireland was going through something similar and strongly urged them to vote against paying off the debt, but they didn't. They went ahead and paid it off, and I think they're much worse off for that now. So we'll have to see what happens. Well, I think things are going to have to be negotiated. I think the Europeans, the Troika, is going to have to give. And that's what Greece is saying, that you've got to give. And I think the Greek leadership is saying, we're willing to give now, too. After all, the finance minister resigned because the Troika wanted him to resign. They've made concessions, and they've shown that they're willing to make some concessions. It's the Eurozone, it's the Troika that has not made the concessions, and I think they're going to have to start to do so. Well, there's been a huge price that Greece has had to pay for that, and they have horrible unemployment rates, especially among the young people. Their economy has been on the decline, so the conditions under which those loans were given were draconian and have not resulted in Greece's economy improving. In fact, quite the contrary. I think what's really significant about what Greece just did is they did it in a very, very democratic way. So rather than the Greek leadership, who's been elected, of just going forward and doing what they thought was right, they took it to a referendum. So, the foundations for democracy lie in Greece, and they've really shown themselves to be extremely democratic in this process. I think that they're sending an extremely strong signal to the world, not just that they're willing to stand up and make sacrifices to stand up to those that are trying to bully them, but also that within their own country, they've decided to take the democratic process, take this to the people, and a very significant number of people, over 60%, voted to stand up to the Troika, to the European Union. I think it's extremely significant and sends a very, very strong signal to other countries that are being bullied through debt.